everybody. It's Monday, February 11th, 2013, and it's time for we'll call the my weekend vlog. This is sort of the assessment day, the update day, where you look back at the week and look forward to the week, sort of assessing how the previous week went and that will sort of set how I'm going to set the schedule, or my intended schedule, for the week. So last week was pretty good. I got a fair amount of work done. I've actually improved the functionality of the Android, so I'm doing more and more of the work that I have integrated into the Linux network on Android, so I can really have a good solid connection back and forth between the network. So when I'm out some places and I need to do my studying, particularly the Greek and so on and so forth, that can be done and then brought back to the Linux network and integrated into the network. So that's, a plus there, is that Android, this device seems to be integrating very well into the network. There's certainly a lot more to go, a lot more to do and try out, but otherwise everything's good. Things are going well with it. As for the cleaning and the restructuring here, that's what's going on, is restructuring. If you watched several of the Big Bang Theory, particularly over the last year, you'll see I've changed where I'm sitting, where I've done the vlogging from, and that's because my research institute is in flux. It's changing. This research desk here has become functional this year. Right behind me, I intend to have electronics and electronics engineering lab set up back there. It's almost done. It's almost finished. Maybe it's another week or so and it'll be functional. Then I will work on a machine shop in back. There's a machine shop back there. It's partially functional, but not fully functional. There's a fair bit of work has to be done on it. And then I'm also working on, to the left of me here, there is a sort of a kitchen area that I'm going to turn into, been working on turning into a small little diner. Diners are, by their essence, very tiny. They're very small. They're basically like a kitchen countertop. They're a small type of restaurant, but the type of food you can put out of it, or produce out of it, if you've ever taken a look at Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dive on Food Network, you can know that you can actually put out some pretty good food out of there. So that's the whole goal there, is to I'm going back to a lot of my Syrian Greek roots and producing a lot of dishes from that area, and learning that actually this is how you can actually learn some of the history of the area, that a lot of the dishes sort of cross over into Indian Asian dishes, so that you can actually mix the Middle Eastern cuisine in with the Asian cuisine, in with the Indian cuisine, and actually have something that's very compatible. They're not, in other words, they're not alien or foreign to each other. They actually mix very well together, and you can see that these cultures had a lot of intermixing between them. So that's kind of an area, a new area of exploration in history, is that I'm actually going to take a look at the foods in history, particularly along the Silk Roads. This is something that's going to be developed on the Byzantine and Antiquity Studies Institute channel. That's the BAS Institute channel. And right now it's in sort of in a concept development phase, but once the diner is done and I got a good production, sort of a food production schedule going, so I can produce things on a regular basis, then the show will start being developed. It takes about, I think it takes me about 4 months to get the first episode of a show out. There's always mistakes. There's always going back and correcting. So it takes, like, I was watching on Nickelodeon, I have them on YouTube as well, watching Dan Warp develop this show called Sam and Cat with Sam from iCarly, that's Jeanette McCurdy, and Ariana Grande from Victorious. They're merging into one show called Sam and Cat, and it's taken about a year in development, before you go from the concept into the actual show. There's a fair amount of development going on. So shows aren't done overnight. They're basically a process, and Same thing here is that I'm learning the process here. I'm learning how to do the development. I'm learning how to do the concept development, and it's actually going pretty well. So that's what I'm going to be doing more today. Is sort of, and this week's the schedule for this week is sort of to continue on that road and sort of spread out. And you'll see this. You'll see a spreading out of the channel onto the other research channels and onto Physics TV. You'll see some of the stuff will start connecting more together. That's hopefully that's what I'm aiming to do for this week. So, but later on this week I still have to do food shopping. It's very cold outside, so there's a fair bit of work to do, and we'll see what happens for the week. Alright, I will see you Tuesday for Tuesday's vlog. Alright, take it easy. Bye-bye.